Okay, Miss Amber Coleman, it is Friday. We are about to have a
Friday
weekend. Happy Friday. It is Life is Beautiful weekend here in Las Vegas. Are you aware of that?
Oh, are you going to go to it?
Hell yes, I am. Now, this is not a typical festival that you go to where there's like food and all the other stuff involved. This is just like a concert. But one of these, there's a band that I've been trying to see live for like a year, and I have not been able to. I've been, like tried to travel to see them. I've tried to find them all over. Everywhere I try to go, they're either out of the country or their tickets are stupidly expensive. They're playing on Saturday night downtown as a part of Life Beautiful. So I'm really, really, really excited. And then I just got gifted some VIP tickets for tonight as well. So I'm just blessed today. I'm just blessed.
Look at you, all ready to go, huh?
What are you doing this weekend?
They're really early if they're that popular on Saturday.
I mean, I don't know that they're that popular. They're just popular for me. They're playing at 9 on Saturday, and the shows all start at 5. So I'll be down there from the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. This is not the typical Life is Beautiful, but it's going to still be a good time. So hey to everybody who's joining us. What are you doing this weekend, Amber, before we jump into our stuff?
Oh, don't ask me that. It's boring for me. I'm working.
Are you? Well, I'm working too, but I'm slipping in some fun in between the work like I always do.
Oh, cool. I'm excited for the weather to start cooling down, though.
Yeah, weather's starting to cool down. I'm thinking it'll be nice for an outside concert. So I'm ready. I'm ready. And if you want to come, I do have an extra ticket. So you just let me know.
Okay, I will.
So hello to everybody who's joining us. My name is Laci. I am your Las Vegas real estate and lifestyle expert. This is Amber Coleman. She is one of the number one most amazing, I don't know, what do you want me to call you? Loan originators, lenders? What do we call you, Amber?
Either one works, right? Loan originators, that works. That's good.
This woman works for Guild Mortgage, and she is ranked. Do we know what we're ranked this year? Because last year you were ranked 166 in the nation. What are you ranked right now?
They don't tell us till like January, February. We're
gonna roll with 166 then if we get a better number. But either way, she's one of the best, and there's a reason that we've decided to align with one another. We're both the best at what we do, and we want to talk to you today about some of the loan programs grant programs that have been talked about lately in the news. Amber, I'm so glad you were willing to do this with me because I need some help understanding what the hell is going on. It is one of my biggest pet peeves, and I know it's like a necessary evil, right? It's a big pet peeve of mine when there's a presidential election happening. I don't care what side you believe in, that they all start spouting off all these dream things that everybody and their mom is going to be excited about. Like, and they literally are saying anything and everything you want to hear, so you'll vote for them. So, and again, I'm not saying that's what happened with this, but like, this is one of the things that's come out over the last couple of weeks. So Kamala Harris is obviously running for president. She announced recently that she's doing a $25,000 grant that's for new home or first-time home buyers or for people who want to buy a home. We've got so many thousands of grants out on available right now. What I wasn't really going to do anything about it, but then what happened was I had a couple of phone calls with people who were just calling to talk to me. By the way, if you're watching, there's a phone number scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Please text me or click the link in the description if you want to set up a call. We can talk to you anytime. Now, if you're moving 10 years from now, it doesn't matter. We want to be a part of your journey. So people do that with us all the time, as you know. And I had 2 phone calls in the last 2 weeks. People said, I'm going to wait for the Kamala Harris thing to pass or to be available. And then I'm going to buy a house. And I was like, okay, so is she guaranteed to be president? Is this program already available or guaranteed to pass? Like, it just got me super confused. So can you tell me what the hell's going on? I don't want people to wait. There's programs that give them that much money now. Why would they wait?
The first question, because I get asked this question all the time, or there's excitement over it. And I do get excited when anybody announces something's going to happen in housing, but it's not announced until it's announced. Like when it's passed, right? So like I put my excitement away until you have something passed, right?
Right. And this isn't a political discussion. This is just me going, so are we, this feels like an empty promise.
Honestly, I don't like being manipulated. So anytime something's said, I'm like, is that, like I always look at it like that. But okay, so the first question that I have, like when I'm looking at it, because I'm like, okay, 25,000, but my confusion is wait, we already have $25,000 grants all over the place right now.
Yes, exactly.
Like there's so many different ones that offer $25,000 that I was a little bit confused as to why it's a little different. So I'm excited to kind of go through the bullet points on it today so I could see if it's something different than what we already have out there. and then we can talk about what we have already too.
Okay. So first and foremost, just want to say hi to Jacob's Life in Vegas. He's joining us live. Hey, Jacob. Love you. Love you. Thanks for coming in. We love our Jacob's Life in Vegas. He's awesome. We'll probably be doing a live stream with him again, maybe next month. So stay tuned for that. If you don't follow him, please go and follow him, but you all probably follow him. So thanks for joining us and giving us the love. So yeah, Amber, I went ahead and pulled some information from online, and I put it in a kind of easy to digest, I don't know, slide for us to look at. While we're doing this, guys, I want to say hi to everybody who's in the comments already. If you're joining us live, please do me a favor. Drop us a comment, say hi, drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. If you have questions, even if it's not about what we're talking about today, these live streams are for you. These are for you to be able to interact with us and talk to us in real time. And if you're watching this on a replay, no stress, drop your information and questions down below, and we would love to talk to you, and we'll answer questions here in a few minutes. Okay. All right, let's jump in. So I went ahead and pulled this information up because I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's happening here. So I'm going to put it up now. So from what I was told, it's called the Down Payment Toward Equity Act. Is that correct?
That sounds correct. Yes, that's what I've read too.
So what I pulled, I'll read this. So, let me read to the class for a second here. Down Payment Toward Equity Act was actually submitted in 2023. So this isn't her idea. This is something that's already been in play, which is great. That's fine. She is proposing it again for 2025. Basically, the revised version of this Down Payment Toward Equity Act was introduced building on the goals of the earlier proposal. So it didn't pass once before. I don't know why. This act focuses on providing financial assistance and down payments and closing costs to first-time homebuyers, particularly those who are from underserved communities. I love all that. Love that. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the key features. I need you to help me digest this as to how is this different from stuff that we have going on? Because it blew my mind when I had people saying they're going to wait for this. It's like you're waiting for something that has two things you have to pass through before it actually happens, when we already have money waiting for you here. Yeah. So it's not approved, not passed, but the key features of what they're telling us are Act proposes grants of up to, not guaranteed 25, but up to 25,000 for down payments and closing costs. Targeted support for this is it's going to be prioritizing assistance for low and moderate income individuals and families. There's going to be specific emphasis on racial and ethnic minorities who face barriers to home ownership. I love all of that. That's great. You'll be asked to do some home buyer education, and you're typically required to do a couple of other things. But can you tell me how does this differ from things that we have now, and why are people waiting for this?
This does not differ from what we have right now.
Okay.
So it says grants up to $25,000. So it depends on what you're buying in a house. Right. And then you times that by, usually there's grants that you can go up to 5% to be able to get equity. So if you take like a FHA maximum, loan for $490 and change, right? And you times it by 5%, you're already there. So there's multiple grants already that are doing that.
Yep.
But was there more to look at on it?
This was all I have. I mean, I have other information about it, but those were like the key features of it. So what I was really surprised to find out is that this is something that's not a new idea. And it's also something that they've been, let me go back to you and me, because there's no new information there. It's not new, which I'm okay with. And I'm okay with resubmitting an idea that might help people. So that's great. I just got super frustrated when people will believe anything that they see on the news. It's crazy to me. It's like, if it's on the news, it's gospel. I'm like, it's not even here. It's not even a real thing. We talk every week or every other week about grants and money that's available now. Please don't wait for someone who you don't know is going to become president, who you don't know if they're going to be able to pass a program to buy a house. The prices are going to skyrocket. What are you doing?
The only thing I'm excited about is now we're bringing attention to what we already have. It's here right now. We don't have to pass it, right? Yeah. We don't have to wait for anything. We have these, because I was trying to look for, okay, is there like a reduction in rate? Is there like, do we not have any income limits? But when what I was reading said that there's going to be, it's going to still be at AMI, which is average area median income.
Right.
But we still have to look at that. So you still have income limits, which will qualify you. You still have to repay the grant if you sell the house over a particular amount of time. I don't know the debt ratios. I don't know all that. But I can tell you what other grant programs give that already have the $25,000.
Let's jump into that. So we recently ran through a few of these in a live stream that we did with our friend Jacob. I firmly believe these definitely counteract exactly what we're talking about over here on the campaign trail. That's not done yet and it's not approved. So if you're cool with it, guys, again, drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. If you have questions for us, we're going to run through a couple of programs that you may have missed, you may already know about. Nice reminder for you, there's free money out there. You do have to qualify. Some of them are looser than others. We're going to roll through this. We're going to roll through a few programs that we think can give you up to $25,000 as well. All right, let's roll through.
Yes. So I'm glad there's all this attention on it, because
Let's do it. Yeah.
We're happy to show you what's already there without having to wait. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. So let's talk about the Home is Possible program. This is one of my favorites.
Home is Possible is one of my favorite programs because, number one, the rates are not bad on these right now.
Right.
So this particular one that I pulled up, this one's particularly for first-time home buyers. You have to have a minimum of a 640 FICO score. Depending on what your credit is, it depends on how much your debt to income ratio. Don't stress about that. That's what I'm here to pull, right? To see what the debt to income. Remember, I'm never here to tell you no. I'm always here just to tell you how. Like, here's how we get there, right? So this one, the part that you get for the down payment assistance, there's no interest on it.
Got it.
So you're not making a monthly payment on that amount that you're taking out. But it is a 30-year note. So if you sell or refinance within that time, you pay it back.
Okay.
So like
if you pay it off, you don't ever pay the money back.
If you pay it off, you don't pay the money back. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, and then this one has income limits depending on your family household size. So the same type of things that the program that we were just talking about, that's, that'll be passed, whenever, things hit a line. This one also has income limits, just like that one does. And they go on the median income for the area. So every area is going to be different. Every state has different versions of this out there, because this is like a company. Home is Possible is a government company that's funded by grants that come in from the federal government. Same type of thing. In fact, if this new grant comes to pass, they'll fund the money through companies like Home is Possible. Just so we know.
So it's all interconnected and interwoven. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's answer a few questions and then we'll pop over and show another grant program. Y'all got to stick around. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Matt Smith. Hey, Matt. Good to see you. Haven't been hasn't been here in a long time. Hey, Matt. Says if they wait for the 25K that Kamala is promising, and it's going to shoot, the prices are going to go way up. We agree. Thank you for that comment. This is a good question. Scott says if it's a $25,000 tax credit, it's just a proposal at this time. First, she has to win. Second, why don't the home seller just boost the price by 25K, no gain? Okay, agreed. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying is, guys, don't wait for some program, which is going to be a great program maybe when it happens, but don't wait. There's no reason to wait. There's so many programs out here. DLVTT, hey, buddy, good to see you. Says, Amber, is the 25K down payment help for Vegas home buyers count even when you're a foreigner?
Oh, you always ask such good questions. Thank you. So the $25,000 grant that's out there right now, all the grants that are out there right now are not, you have to have a social security, be established in the United States. So it's not for foreigners, but there's other foreign national programs that we can use for you on it.
Good question. Nioka says, hi, Amber and Laci. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, my friend. This is from a LinkedIn user, Anonymous. What's up, my friends? I'm still interested in buying in Vegas. I'm going to be about a minute, but I'll follow you acutely. Thank you for following us. I just moved to SoCal from Seattle, so my daughter can go to college in Santa Barbara. This is a big story. Do you have to be a primary resident of Nevada to enjoy this type of 25K program? Also, is this included but not limited to condos? I prefer to be on dirt, but this would be my first time purchase. Good question.
Nice.
So do you have to be the resident here? Do you have to be already a resident to take advantage of it, or can I be moving to Vegas and take advantage of it throughout my purchase?
So it depends on the grant.
Okay.
So like some of the grants require that you're already here to be able to get the grant. Remember, there's multiple of them. We're just going to go over a couple of them. So that's why we want to be able to, well, that's why it's good that we're knowledgeable. We're kind of constantly talking to you about grants because there's so many different ones of them. So some of them you have to be here. Some of them you could show, well, I'm going to be here because I work from home and I'm moving to Las Vegas. So it depends on the grant. Some of them actually want to see that you've been here for 6 months. Some of them we just have to prove that you're going to live here.
A lot of people are asking this, and it makes sense because a large portion of my audience are people who are relocating to Las Vegas. I mean, it's 99% of the clientele that we help. So we are experts in relocation. If you're thinking about moving to Vegas ever, please click the link in the description or text me on that number at the bottom of the screen. Tracy's asking the same thing. So really, guys, just to recap what she said, it depends on the grant, right? And it could be, there are some that do allow you to do it as you're moving into town, but it's just all going to be a case-by-case basis. All the more reason to reach out to me, to have the conversation so we can talk about what your plans are. And then I can connect you with Amber to get the real scoop on what the hell's going on with the money side of things. Okay.
Yeah, because Tracy, if you're going to live in another state and then buy a house here as an investment, then that's not a grant. But if you're going to live in it as your primary, then we look at the grants.
Yep. John Harris is asking a really good question here. He said, let's say I want to buy a house for almost $1 million, $999,000. Could I get a grant to down payment for that?
That's a great question. Typically, the grants are going to limit you, and I haven't seen any grants go up to $999,000. But the minute we see one, we're going to let you know right away.
And largely that's due to the fact that, you know, if someone can afford to buy $1 million home, they likely may not need grant assistance, right? This is mainly, most of these grants are focused on underserved communities or areas of the world that, you know, just don't get the opportunity. So it's likely that's the reason. But good question.
And they're attached to FHA loans, which has a loan limit that's under 500 currently, but they always raise that up. Conventional loans is currently raised up to almost like 800,000. Right. But so the loan limits also attached to that. Plus there's debt to income ratios and stuff like that. So some of them don't have as much of income limits, but you have the loan limits you have to fit. So just keep in mind, that's why we always have to know multiple different grants so we can see which one you fit into.
All righty, cool. This is most of the houses I like is from John as well. 700 to 900,000 in Las Vegas. How can a grant help me? The only thing that would help you is if you fit all of the requirements for the grant, John. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you free money to buy your $700,000 house. But I don't know that it's going to work. That is, you know, if that's the houses you like, that's tough. You know, definitely makes it more difficult. If you were looking in a lower price point, or you were able to qualify for a lower price point only because that's your situation, it would obviously apply better. So sorry, but if you want to buy that house with us, John, would love to chat with you. Would love to help you find maybe a deal on one of those houses that you seem to be liking online. Let me help you. Let's talk, John.
Yeah, let's talk game plan to get you in that house.
Okay, so DJ Marcana is asking a really good question. Will you be still showing homes without a BBA on the low? So just so you guys, I'll decipher what that means so you guys know what that means. So at this point in time, there's been a big change in the industry for realtors. We are no longer allowed to show homes, to walk you through homes, to do video tours for you, to schedule home tours for anybody that's not signed a contract to work with us as individual agents. There's a big change that's happened where you have to actually sign that contract in advance. I'm about it. We were already kind of doing them in advance anyway, but I'm about it because it really eliminates the people who are just tire kickers and who aren't willing to be serious about buying a house. It also, a lot of times what you guys don't know is a lot of people will look at my videos and look at 2 or 3 other people. They'll call all of us. They'll set appointments with all of us. And then if they like one of us, they'll ghost the rest. So it's just a big waste of time for us and a waste of money. So no, I will not be showing houses on the low. Excuse me for a minute. You can take over. Hold on. Ooh.
Oh, am I taking over? For sure. Laci, did you just leave? Okay, so so John just asked, is this condo townhouse? Is this for condos, townhomes as well? Yes, you can do. So just remember, I'm going to explain the difference to you really fast. As a townhouse, you're looking at, you own the land, you own the roof, you own the walls. So that's looked at as like a single family residence. You could do any type of loan on those. On a condo, you can do any type of loan on those as well, but the lender has to qualify the HOA as well, because the HOA owns the land, the walls, the roof. So the HOA has to pass certain things. So sometimes certain loan programs and grants are more limited on condos. Now, we always want to look up the condo and see what would be best to be able to get you into it. But on that one, okay, I was like, where the heck did Laci go? Okay.
I had a tickle in my throat and I had to cough and I didn't want to do it on camera.
I wasn't sure if you had to like get off or whatever. I was like, okay,
Right.
I'm just gonna keep
We had
talking
to set up like a verbiage, like a safe word, like turtle, and then I'm gonna bounce. Because man, that took me by surprise. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Oh my God, that's never happened to us before, ever. Like ever.
So we were looking at John's question: can you finance the condos or a townhouse as well? And so,
sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I have not had that happen in a long time. That was like out of control. Sorry, guys. Back on track. Okay. So thank you for taking over and thank you for answering his question. Let's see here. All righty. I'm not seeing any other questions. So let's roll through. If you guys have other questions, drop it like it's hot. Comment box below. Hopefully I won't choke again and I won't have to, come back. But let's go back over to here. So we were talking about the Home is Possible program, Amber. Let's move on and talk about this community program with the $4,500 grant. So PS, guys, let me back up. Home is Possible could be a $25,000 program for you if that's what if all the numbers and math worked out, right, Amber?
So remember, it says up to 25,000. So there's a difference in if you want to take 2% for a grant, 3% for a grant, 4% or 5%. There's a difference in rates and all those. But yes, Home is Possible does have programs that allow up to 5% in a grant, which would cover 25,000 if you're buying the max FHA amount.
Awesome.
Hopefully that makes sense.
So this one's the community program with the $4,500 grant. Oh my God, my dog is like worried about me because I was coughing. He's over here like making sure I'm okay.
Poor thing. That was a bad coughing fit.
Yeah, it was bad. I don't know what happened. I'm like choking on my own saliva here. So anyway, so back to this one. So this one's a lower interest rate than typical conventional loans. So I actually really like this program. Will you walk us through it?
I love this program. So there's reasons why we can't, like sometimes you can't do an FHA loan. Like let's say if you're married and your spouse has bad credit, and FHA loans require that we pull spouse's credit, even though spouse isn't going on the loan. Right. So then we would do a conventional loan to avoid that. Well, sometimes conventional loans raise your interest rate because your FICO score might be lower, or just they have higher interest rates than FHA normally because there's a little bit more wiggle room with the mortgage insurance on it, right?
Yeah, so absolutely.
This program, you don't have the raising of the interest rates as long as you run through the system. So the program is lower. It's only for specific areas. So they specified certain areas in town that they're kind of going after to be able to help in those areas make home ownership possible. So you can put down less money on this program as far as like first time home buyer, like the community program. Plus there's a $4,500 grant that we can add to it. That grant doesn't have to be paid back. And as long as you hold the house for 3 years, then you don't have to pay that back. But then you'll always have the low rate on the first program for the community program.
Awesome. Good point. Awesome. And then the next one we were going to talk about is the zero down payment program. I love this program. It's one of my favorite programs. This has helped so many people, especially in the last year and a half when the rates have been a little higher. So give it to us, girl.
So this is the program. I mean, to be quite honest with you, we're putting more people on this program than any of the other grants because the other grants have a lot of stipulations. So you got to fit within this box to be able to get those grants. This one's opened up the stipulations. So this one lets you go down to a 600 FICO score. That's like no other grant. And you don't have all the income restrictions that you do on any other grant. And it will let you take either 3.5%, which on an FHA loan covers all down payment, or you could take up to 5% on this, which would be up to that $25,000 if you're maxing out the FHA limits, all that fun stuff. So this one and this one too, you could either do it to where it's forgivable after 3 years or non-forgivable, depending on where you want the rate. So you have different ways to structure this one. So when I can't fit people into the other ones because the box is too tight, this is the grant that I'm going to. And to be quite honest with you, I'm putting a lot of people on this grant because it's just like the guidelines aren't so strict. Oh, and the other thing is the debt to income ratios. It's strict on the other grants, but this one will allow you to go up to whatever the automated system approves you on. So this one is exciting, and this one does definitely cover that up to $25,000.
Free money, guys. Please don't wait for whoever to get in office to put in some sort of a program that was already kicked out a couple of years ago that may not be approved. Like there's so much free money out there. And if you're somebody who might qualify for that, we want to make sure that you get access to it. So just listen to us, reach out, talk to us. We'll figure it out. I don't care if it's not until 10 years you want to move. These money programs are always changing and always evolving. So let me see here. I'm still choking, by the way. So I apologize if I'm clearing my throat. We got a question from that LinkedIn user. It said, tire kickers, love it. I was so close to buying a townhouse through Amber and Tara through Laci's contact. Be careful, prospective buyers. Lennar makes good homes, but the proximity was the main crux. What are the top 3 pitfalls to look out for in buying a home in Vegas? As I clear my throat. Oh boy, top 3 pitfalls. Well, things have changed in the last year. I mean, especially in the last month, honestly, literally 30 days ago. Things have really changed. And there's a lot of agents out there who are not very qualified to be you guaranteeing your business to them up front. Our team is, and we've got more than 30 years experience within our team, within this Las Vegas Valley. We're experts on the area. So one of the biggest pitfalls I'd say is that a lot of people don't realize you really need to get the numbers set up first, get your pre-qualification done first, before you start falling in love with the idea of shopping for homes. We don't take anybody to look at homes until they are pre-qualified for a loan, because we don't want to waste their time. We don't want to waste our time. And we certainly don't want to waste the time of the person who might be selling their home, getting their hopes up that you could be interested. So one of those pitfalls would just be not understanding the process in which you need to go through. So step 1, call me, text me at the number below, or fill out the link in the description. We'll set up a call. We'll kind of map out what your story looks like, what your timing is. Then it's an immediate connection to Amber, if that's the timeline that you're on, to get ready. Amber's amazing at putting people on grant or on game plan programs to where she could, if you're not ready now, but you need to be ready in a year, talk to us now, man. She'll hook you up and get you dialed in. What would you say in the lending process in the early days of getting pre-qualified as a pitfall, Amber?
Well, a lot. It's like I just had somebody reach out the other day and say, well, before I get pre-approved, I just want to be able to find the house first. Yeah. So that's a little bit hard, because you're looking at various websites looking for homes online, right? But you don't know what the payment's going to be. You don't know what you don't know what your income qualifies for. You don't know any of that kind of stuff. So you could set yourself up for failure. Then by the time you find a house that you fall in love with, we talk, and then I'm like, well, you kind of need to be a little bit lower than that. Yeah. Or you're like, I can't do that payment. I just can't afford it. Those are things that we want to talk through in advance to make sure you're looking in the right area, for like houses, as far as like how much the purchase price is.
The other thing too is, a lot of times those houses are going to be gone by the time you get through the loan approval process. Loan approval process isn't a fast thing. It's not a long time thing, but it's definitely not in a minute. You don't get qualified in a moment unless you have everything aligned and all the paperwork ready to go. So sorry, can't find the house first. You really feel free to shop online and do fun stuff like that. But anybody who tells you that they can do it in any other order is lying to you. Bottom line. Yeah. And so that's why, choosing a realtor and a real estate team to help represent you that is educated and it's super, super experienced and knows how to negotiate, it's a big deal. Another pitfall is also walking in expecting to get a quote deal. So a deal is a different thing for every single person. And I think not understanding what you're walking into in terms of the market with that mindset is going to definitely set you up for disappointment. So our team is amazing at negotiation, and especially with the new rules and stuff that are in our world, negotiation is going to be a skill set that you better have as a realtor, or you're not going to survive. So deal structuring, negotiation, all of those things on behalf of our clients. So not understanding what the hell is going on in the industry would be the fault of your agent. You should know what's going on in the industry, because they should be able to educate you. A lot of people think realtors are over here trying to upsell you. Oh, you should spend 8. Maybe there are some. I don't do that. We're here to inform you so you know what's what, give you realistic expectations, and then go have fun with it and have a good time finding the house that you love. And then we're going to negotiate our asses off to make sure you get a good deal. But a good deal doesn't look like what everybody thinks it looks like. Some people think a good deal is getting more money off the top of the house. I don't want to buy it for that 8. I want to buy it for $790. Okay, that's going to make no impact on your payment, just FYI. Why instead don't we have them cover your closing costs, which is actually money out of pocket right now that you would have been spending that you don't have to spend anymore. So there's a lot of ways to slice and dice a deal, and we're really, really, really good at it. So those are a couple of pitfalls that I think are the biggest things. It's not getting approved in time, not knowing the landscape of what's going on so you can set your expectations appropriately, and choosing the wrong realtor, which you won't do if you make a phone call to me. That's all I'm saying.
And the wrong loan officer.
Yeah.
It's
And
hard too.
well, you and I are connected at the hip, my love. Yeah. Wrong loan officer is much worse than wrong realtor. Let me just be very real. Actually,
I
they're
don't know
both
about much worse, but it's bad.
I think they're pretty equal.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, when you have a bad lender, it's obvious from the beginning. And a lot of people, it's up to you who you use. We talk to people, we give them Amber's number. We've got other lenders that we work with as well, because we want to make sure you have options. But we only work with the best. If you're trying to get your loan through a bank, a big bank, let me just give you this look, real hardcore.
It's a mob look.
Be prepared to possibly lose the house that you want, because they're going to miss deadlines. They're going to mess up the process, and they're not going to understand our landscape here, our timing here. They're not going to dig harder for you to get you grants. They're not going to run up and down the streets looking for the best possible loan program for you, like this woman does. Choosing the wrong realtor and choosing the wrong lender, you're right, Amber, are two very, very big mistakes. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. DJ Marquena is asking a question. He said, is the new loan conventional loan limit for Southern Nevada $799, $175? Is that the new number, Amber?
So, okay. So keep in mind on the conventional loan limit, I think you're really close right there. But so the conventional loan limits come out at like the end of the year. But when the market knows that like this year, for example, we've had so much appreciation happen that you can kind of figure out the math to see what Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are going to put out for the new loan limit. So right now, that's the estimated or close to that. It's the estimated loan limit that we have for Clark County, or for like right now, for Nevada right now. But when the end of the year comes, that will be more finalized. But we are funding loans at that right now. Woohoo!
Got it. Nice.
That makes jumbo not so jumbo anymore.
I know that. Sin City Syndicate, hello, my love. Thank you for giving me the love. Thank you. Thank you. I'm getting all kinds of proposals and love from Sin City Syndicate, and I will always accept it with love. Thank you. Amber, when it comes to like grant programs and things like that, I know that they come out with them all the time. Beginning of the year is a time when new things come out, correct? Typically?
Yeah, I would say between the beginning and April, that's when we'll start seeing. That's when, because sometimes the beginning of the year, everybody's just trying to figure out what they're going to do, and then it takes them that time to be able to get it out.
Right.
But on years that are election years, I've been told that they don't like to come out with new stuff on those types of years because nobody wants to make decisions.
Got it.
Next year, we're not in election year, so we should be seeing some good stuff, coming out at the beginning of the year.
With the rates coming down, and we've already seen the rates kind of coming down a little bit, which has been interesting. And the announcement from the Fed made everybody think that immediately we were going to get a huge cut in rates. But want to remind you guys, that's not the rates. They're not talking about these rates. They're talking about other rates. But then there's like a domino effect that affects housing rates as well. They've also changed the way that we're going to be notified about or even be aware of what they're doing. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult as we move forward to determine what to expect from the housing market and the rates as it relates to what we're doing. All that being said, it's just me encouraging you to stay tuned to what we're talking about. We go live on a regular basis. We're very, very big about just being very blunt and direct and bringing hope. But if it's not a good time to buy, we're going to tell you it's not a good time to buy. We're walking into a season right now, Amber, that typically in the last 7 years of us doing this or whatever it's been, typically we have seen every year, this right now becomes the gooey, crunchy time to buy a house. It's when everybody's either over the hump of getting into school and now looking at the holidays. It's cooling off. People in other states don't want to sell their houses or look at houses because it's getting colder. It's not cold here. So we have a tendency to we see like this weird kind of wonky shift that gives really good opportunity for people to take advantage of the end of year deals, if you will, closeout deals for homes. As we're seeing the rates drop, I'm a little nervous that this isn't going to be as juicy and as crunchy of a time. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it is, but remember when they say that the rates drop by half, we had already taken that in, and the rates are going to go like this.
They're just going to slowly go down.
That they're not going to let it go like this.
They're not going to plummet, right?
They're not going to plummet, and then we would have inflation problems again. So that would kind of put us back in the same place that we just left, or we're hopefully leaving right now. So, right now though. Right now, it does feel like the market's definitely moving a lot more than it was before, because people know that once rates start really dipping, then they're going to be paying higher prices for houses. So I think that's a little bit obvious. We're starting to see the market move, but some people are so paralyzed by what's happening on the news right now. Like that's what I've seen is a whole lot of parallelization from what's happening on the news. And I'm like, dude, you're going to have to live your life. Why are you waiting until after this is happening?
Can I just tell you the number of people who I talk to, and there's no judgment in this. It's just me going, oh man, really? The number of people that tell me that they're waiting until after the election to start shopping scares me. And it's only scaring me because it's the point I was trying to make a moment ago. That's when the world's going to explode and the prices are going to start to go up. And we're going to see deals fall off the table and it's going to be more expensive to buy a house. So right now, see, normally what I meant to say earlier is normally we start talking about this in like October, November, like usually end of October, early November. We're like, ooh, it's a juicy, crunchy time. We're in an early component of that or early phase of that right now. It's a good time to look right now. And I think now through probably end of November, we're going to see some pretty good deals, but I don't know that it's going to last as long as it normally does in the past. So if you're waiting for after the election, I think you're waiting too long. I'd rather talk to you now and get you started now. You don't have to buy now, but I would definitely be in the activity process of looking at houses now, because you're going to find yourself with your pants down and you're not going to know what to do. And all the prices are going to start jumping up and everybody and their mom is going to come off the fence to buy a house because rates are lower. They now know whoever is going to be president is president and they're settled and realize, okay, we can move forward. Who becomes president isn't going to really make a difference in terms of your house buying experience, even with that $25,000 dangling carrot that's going to take another year to put into play. So
because we already have the $25,000. So.
We already have it. So I really just want to encourage you guys to don't take everything even that we say as a blanket statement or anything that's on the news as gospel. Talk to me, call Amber. Let's discuss exactly where you stand, because at the end of the day, I'm really, really excited about the fact that we are out here talking. We are here connecting with you. We want to individualize that conversation. So this is a blanket statement, but your situation could be different. And we want to make sure that we know you and have an acquaintance with you before we assume that you can't qualify for something that maybe you could. So
exactly. I love it.
I'm super grateful that you joined me today, Amber. Happy Friday. I hope I see you at the Life is Beautiful concert. If you want to go, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I should have known. Like Las Vegas gals at all the Las Vegas stuff, right?
No, I'm living my best Las Vegas life. Hello. If anybody's going to be at the Life is Beautiful concert this weekend, please keep your eye out for me. I would love to say hi. I'll be there Saturday night for sure. I might be there later tonight because, well, I got an extra ticket. So I'm going to go. But looking forward to seeing everybody. And if you guys, we've got some videos coming out this weekend. We're going to be back live next week. If you have any questions about what's going on with the market, Amber is here for you. I am here for you. Best way and only way to get in touch with us is the phone number at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description. We got to set up a phone call. I'm going to give you some advice. We love you. We want you to keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. What do you say, Amber?
Yes, absolutely. Keep the dream alive. Home ownership is possible. You got this.
You got this. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
It's there.
Don't wait for the fake or not happening yet free money $25,000 thing that we don't know what it is. We've got real money right now that we want to make sure that you get a hold of. So stay tuned for more of this, and we'll be here next week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.